welcome to another episode of playonultra podcast. It's episode 207.
Woo!
Woohoo!
Sorry, I got a good thing. I got a play date. Did I talk about that last time? I think it's new.
Oh,
I should have had
yeah.
it to show you, but it's in a different room. I could run and grab it, I guess, but
The crank handheld console.
Yeah, and it has an interesting like it has a store where you can buy games for like $2 to $5, but also when you buy just by buying it, they have like seasons of games. So every Monday I get 2 new games for free, which is kind of interesting.
Oh,
Every
so
Monday.
cool.
Damn.
I'm trying to beat. I think it was like 20. It was like a season thing. It's not like forever. It's like I don't know. Like when the season ends, I don't know if I have to pay money for the second season or how that's gonna work. Because some of the games are hard. I'm trying to beat them before we go on to the next one. Some of them are very simple, but some of them are like actually challenging, like physically, like platform, like for my speed reflexes type kind of.
Does
games.
it have enough space to hold so many games? I guess the games are pretty small.
The games are very small. Yeah.
Like 10 megabytes, that kind of thing.
That's about right. I'm trying to think. One, like the smallest one is like a single-digit number of megabytes because it's barely a game. But the biggest one, yeah, they're a little bigger, a lot bigger.
So yeah. What have y'all been doing?
Well, somebody was nice enough. One of my friends was very nice and gifted me Baldur's Gate 3. Already, I only started playing it just this week though because I've had a pretty busy couple of weeks.
Sarah
when
playing a video game?
I know, it never happens. Anyway,
A new one too. So yeah.
a new one that actually came out. I know, and genuinely, it's kind of funny because genuinely, I wouldn't have normally because both my wife and my brother got it, and my wife's been, I think, literally doing sleeping, eating, and playing that game for probably the past 2 weeks and streaming it. And my brother's been playing a bunch too. So usually for me, I'm like, wait till I have the mental capacity for a new game. And then someone went, no, I bought it for you. And oh, fuck, now I have to play it. So yeah, I've been playing it.
You gotta make the mental capacity appear. Yeah.
Pretty much. Gonna make it appear. It was also, I felt bad because I've been trying to force myself to actually play Dragon Age. But nope. Shiny new RPG. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's a lot to sink your teeth in. I wouldn't say that you need to be an avid D&D player to play it, but it helps.
Would you recommend looking up some beginner tips before even creating a character? It seems like it's one of those games, you know what I mean?
I mean, kind of. So they've changed a lot of how things work with it. So
just
like
compared to normal D&D or
yes,
during early
yes, yeah. It like the way that the classes work is different. If anything, the knowledge of D&D sometimes can almost work to your disadvantage. I'll try to make a easy example as best I can. I like playing rangers with pet classes, but D&D 5e is pretty known for like not doing a good job with pet classes. Especially the Beastmaster Ranger class is really bad in D&D 5e, but it's one of your options in this game. And for lack of a better way to explain it, imagine you have you have like a minor action, a major action. It's called an action, a bonus action. And in the game, in order to have your pet do something, you basically have to sacrifice your bonus action to do it. But in this game, that's not how it works. You can take your full turn, and then your pet just gets to go. It doesn't cost anything of you, which is a big, big, big deal. So, like, when I first played, I was like, oh, I can't use my bonus action because I want my pet to go. Well, I was just wasting that. I could have done stuff with that. So it's things like that. The abilities work a little differently and stuff like that. So it's one of those things that, like, it's hard for me to say what a beginner would feel because it is a lot of information, but it's also very different. I have found that a lot of the things I had to be a little save scummy just because I was like, I don't know what's going to happen if I do this. And then I'm like, oh, I did not mean to do that. And so then I would go back and save.
It's very much a save scum game.
Yeah.
I can't imagine not save scumming my way through that game.
No, it's ridiculous. And they're very
to not
generous.
save scum is like a challenge. Like, you know,
Yeah,
it's like
pretty much. Yeah. It hasn't happened yet. Literally, just before we got on here, I was watching a cutscene, and then I went, I don't know if I want to see that yet. I'm going to go back to an old save and do some stuff first. So that's what I'm going to... I didn't even save. I just left the game. So, like, stuff like that.
The best thing about computer RPGs, back when...
Exactly.
I'm not sure if... Remember the time when, like, JRPGs had, like, save points?
Yes. Oh,
and
yeah.
Then there's so many paths. And then you walk and then the cutscene, I'm like, fuck, I haven't looked at the other... Yeah.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, so I think, old. Like, if you're looking for a new, expansive RPG, like you're really craving that, definitely get this game. The characters are excellent and diverse and interesting. The voice acting is phenomenal. It's one of the most alive feeling worlds I've ever played in. So alive, it's kind of anxiety inducing because they don't say there's a time limit, but technically, if you really dawdle too much, you can miss out on things, but it's pretty...
Seriously?
Yeah, but from what I understand, like, it's extreme dawdling, not like I'm gonna do all the side quest dawdling. Like, I had to ask, like... So in D&D, you do what's called short versus long rests. Short rests are just to get like some short-term abilities. Long rest is it's the end of the day and we're healing up and getting ready for the next day. But in the game, they do treat it as a literal day ending. And so technically, after you do a battle, if you want to heal for free, you just take a long rest. You don't need to spend any kind of resources. But, you know, if you do that, their kind of cost is doing that so many times, like, the world will eventually move on. But, like, they don't... And that's another thing is, like, I wish there was some kind of warning for that, but from what it sounds like...
So does it use the days as the...
It uses how many long rests you've done, so how many like evenings you've played through, to count that.
So
but
it's
like
not
I said,
just leaving the game on and like
no,
because that would kill me.
No, nothing like that. Now I will say, like, one, it's like Dark Souls. There's no pause button, so you got to be mindful of that. Your only true pause button, I would say, is if you're in the turn-based combat zone and it's on your turn. If you walk away, it is paused. But otherwise, like, as you move around in the world, technically, you know, you can't pause it. It's like Dark Souls, which I wish they would change. I guess they haven't because there is a multiplayer function, but like the multiplayer is such a different part you have to activate. Like, once you activate a character within the multiplayer, you can only do it in multiplayer. You can't switch back and forth. So I don't understand why they can't make a pause button, but they haven't. Maybe they'll change it. So like one thing to be aware of. But if you're in a safe place, which you can like go to camp during the day, you can go to camp anytime and it doesn't like reset the day. You can just go in and out. That's probably the best like pause button. If you just go in the camp and you just leave your computer on for 10 hours, it doesn't move. The day doesn't move. It only moves when you do a long rest. So that's nice. There's no like day-night mechanics without you controlling it. So, you know, it's definitely very exploration heavy, which is interesting. Definitely very, like I said, the most like alive feeling RPG I've ever had. People moving on their own, people doing things on a set timer. My wife mentioned how she was pickpocketing somebody and she succeeded in not getting detected, but did not succeed, I guess, in like the person not noticing that it was her, that someone pickpocketed them. And they like, she said like they started like going around asking people if anyone had seen someone that's a pickpocketer, just on its own in the game. So it's got a lot of things. Nobody has like cracked the game yet, or at least not fully, right? It's only a matter of time, but no one's fully like cracked the coding as far as like how these things exactly work. So this is the first time in probably a long time that I've like played a game like this at launch without a guide handy, which is exhilarating and anxiety inducing.
Did y'all see any of the discourse around this game? So this was like...
Which discourse, I should say.
So it's not that recent. Started like in mid-July-ish, I think. I'm not sure if that was already early access, like outside of early access. Or not.
There's been early access for a long time.
I think think everybody knew that it was coming. Like the 1.0 already was coming. So some of the Discord started like early July, and then it was re-picked. Like it got picked up again, I guess. Recently, like a couple weeks ago or a week ago. And it's about game developers saying that Baldur's Gate 3 is too good and consumers shouldn't use it as a standard.
I have seen that.
Oh, got it. Yeah, I did see that.
So
yeah.
I just like definitely, Larian Studios is pretty big, like 400 people or something like that. They had like 3 years
to have made this game.
Obviously, Dave and Steve making shit in their garage should not be compared to Larian Studios, right?
Of course. No.
Anybody who does that is a fucking idiot. Like, that's on them. Those people's opinions should not matter.
Yeah.
But I think what a lot of people were saying is, you fucking AAA studios with way bigger teams, like Red Dead Redemption 2 had like 1,000 people at least. I think 2,000. GTA 5 had like 1,000 people. And they are saying like, AAA studios with big budgets and also pretty long dev time. Like Red Dead Redemption 2 took them like 5 years of active development or something like that. Really high budget. But still a lot of AAA games come out broken. Lots of microtransactions. And we're not even talking about DLCs. We're talking about buying premium currency in a $60, $70 game.
Battle passes,
season passes with like Diablo 4. I think people were pissed off at that, but for some reason, developers have said like, have twisted it to more about like, don't expect Steve and Dave to make this. Yes, nobody expects them to make anything, honestly.
Right. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, I am not surprised by the way that's.
Honestly,
it's unfortunately, a lot of those gaming news journalists are in the pockets of those big AAA, so they're trying to spin it some way. But yeah,
you know what though? You know what's interesting though? Sorry to cut you off, but like IG fucking N, made a video talking about it, and they were like, "No, Baldur's Gate 3 should set a new standard." And I'm like, IG fucking N said that.
Yeah.
It's
so strange how these things go. But yeah, it's true. I mean, this game, like, I'm not trying to sit here and be like, it's the best game ever. I mean, I've had some frustrations with this game.
Yeah, but it's not perfect.
It's not perfect, but it was such a labor of love. Like, they really were trying to make a D&D experience, and it shows. You can just see all of the little polishes that they tried to do here. They try to have stealth sections that you can do, and they try to make the mechanics make sense, and they do. You can literally kill anybody. You can always attack people. Literally in dialogue, you will always have an option at the bottom of the screen to just start attacking if you want. At any time. You want to be a murder hobo? Go ahead.
You can play a mass murderer, basically.
Yeah. You can. Absolutely. They let you. You can dye your clothes.
Did you get the animal talking skill?
Yes, of course. I had to. That's the best part. Talking to all the little animals. Oh, I love it. It's so good.
Is it just a cute thing, or does it actually give you like...
No, it gives you stuff.
Okay,
it gives you advantages on things.
Like knowing secrets and stuff like that.
No secrets. I had a rat that helped me find like a treasure chest that had some decent loot in it. Yeah, there's a dog that can join your camp, and he'll join your camp no matter what. But like if you can speak with animals, you can like actually talk to him, and that's really cool. I got to avoid fighting an owl bear by being able to. Owl bear is like a known D&D like big creature.
But like, I thought owl bears are. Oh no! Owl bears are creatures, but there are some druids that can turn into owl bears.
So the whole thing with the D&D movie is that according to their monstrosities typing, which means by the rules, druids can't shapeshift into them. But it was cool it was cool. So we were going to it looked really
rules
fucking cool.
Sucks. I'm gonna just say that.
of cool is literally known in the sphere for tabletop. But but like I was able to talk to the owl bear, and she let me go on, and I didn't have to get into a fight with her, which thank goodness, because that was not going to be easy.
So does this mean you can't have an owl bear in your party?
No, you can't have an owl bear in your party.
I'm not buying this game.
but you could maybe have sex with a druid who can turn into a bear.
Okay, that's okay. That's not too bad.
But yeah, like it's
and they can be like the bear while you're doing it, right?
Yeah. They apparently they will turn into a bear if you'd like as part of your sex scene.
Nice.
Yes. But yeah, like, and also even the like one thing that I've had to get used to is you can't do every quest because a lot of quests are just options to do something. You have a goal. And most of the quests are just ways you can do the goal. And there's no, like, morality system.
Branching paths, basically, in a way.
Kinda, yeah. Like, they're kind of like this sort of thing. But there's but it's pretty expansive. They really, like I said, labor of love. They really tried to think of everything. And I don't fully know this, so don't quote me on it, because I'm only in the Act 1. I think there's 3 acts. But basically, from what I understand, and I could be wrong, each act basically fully takes place on a map, a big map. And so it's not like you go from like city to city necessarily. Like I'm currently in this big wilderness area that happens to have a grove and a small settlement and things like that. And it's huge. But like it really kind of, but like the act really is contained within this section, but it's just a really huge section. That's what it feels like. I could be wrong. I'm only in Act 1, but from what it sounds like, maybe towards the end game, you're going to be in more areas and have to explore, but I haven't seen that yet. All I know is I have been playing for like 3 days for several hours, and I'm still only in Act 1. So it's a long game.
To also be fair, Baldur's Gate 3 did go through a pretty interesting development cycle, I guess, because it was in early access. So
it was in early access first.
So they got feedback from
yes
players. And I will say probably if a AAA studio tried to do early access, everybody would be pissed off because they don't need the money. But I guess I'm not even sure was there any AAA game that has ever done early access before, like just to get the feedback? I'm not really sure. I can't remember. I can't think of any by the top of my head.
You mean like an unpaid early access?
I would say paid. Come on. They're not gonna. So like, I will say that. I will give them that. Like that, it is definitely a development cycle that not every company will or can or should do.
Yeah,
but I think it's fair to say Baldur's Gate 3 is so good that I think new standards should be decided by the really new good thing, no? Like, is that not how it's always been?
Yeah. I mean,
that part really confuses the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I mean, just even like, so I don't know if I want every AAA game to be as long as Baldur's Gate 3, right? Yeah, no, but there's so many elements they could borrow. Just even how they do the conversations, how they do the talking to the NPCs and your party members. Like, it's so polished. How they have your character's expression constantly reacting to what you're hearing. It's very polished in that way. How you can have branching paths and stuff like that. How you can actually solve your problems in a myriad of ways, and there really doesn't feel like there should only be one good way. You know, like that's been an issue for a lot of AAA games. They're like, yeah, you can do 3 different classes, and it's like, okay, but only one actually solves the problem. And I haven't felt that way in this game, that like, you know, that there's a bad choice to make. Because the way it's set up, it's not like that. So yeah,
and it's I don't know. I don't know. I feel like, and then I feel like there's a part where like developers are just basically saying like, you don't know anything about game development, shut the fuck up, kind of thing. Like, yeah. But we're spending the money though.
Right.
I'm not saying I want every game to be Baldur's Gate 3 because that would suck.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I don't want to play fucking expensive RPGs all the fucking time.
No,
but I think
absolutely not.
what is it is like people are saying like this game is so polished, it's so fun. It's like I wish games are like this all the time.
Right. I mean,
with no
so
microtransactions being shoved down my throat for
Exactly.
a $60, $70 game.
And if your network goes out, you can still play it. You don't need an internet connection to play your single player game.
Yeah, that's amazing. I've heard of that.
What a feature.
The fact that we actually celebrated that is so sad.
It is super sad. It's so sad. And just
my
even
God.
like, I was going to shoot? I lost my thought. But like,
sorry.
it's okay. It's okay. It's oh yeah, I was going to say this. So I loved Skyrim, right? I played the shit. It's probably the game that has the most hours that I've played in, right? But that game was not polished in a lot of ways. It was fun. I had a blast playing it. I loved the little details. I loved the love put in that game, but the polish was not there. And that was a AAA game. And compared to this game, which it's not polished, I'm also not a fan of how they do their UIs. I do think it's not as user friendly as they think it is, but it's a very polished game. I'm not having issues every 5 seconds.
So yeah, I don't think, and we also understand like, if you're a developer working for a AAA studio, obviously most of the time you probably don't have a say unless that you're the top guy. But like, I feel like the spirit of the statements or discussions are being twisted, basically.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think bottom line, consumers would like to spend their money on nice stuff. I think that's I don't think that's too much to ask.
Yeah. And it's
especially
with
Diablo. The best part about this is how Diablo 4 and Baldur's Gate 3 is so close together. And the Diablo 4 discourse has been so much about this fucking sucks.
Yep.
And I think didn't you buy Diablo 4?
I did, because I was playing it with friends.
Are y'all still playing it?
So I took 4 theater intensives that conflicted with my normal playtime with a buddy, so I haven't played in the past month. We'll see what we play on Thursday. It might be Diablo. It might not be. I think he is committed to finishing the story, though. Yeah, because he has 2 children, like an idiot. So I didn't have time to play video games. So I have beaten the story, and I played a little bit more after that. But I got bored real fast. So I'm only playing with him now. But yeah, I mean, I had fun playing it.
I mean, I've heard the microtransaction is just insane. And that's battle pass or something, right? I
didn't even really look into it.
Something about you have to pay the money but still have to grind to get it or something. Like it's just.
Oh, that's insane! I don't know. I haven't played since like the seasonal content dropped, so I don't know what all that even is. I don't know. It definitely was overpriced for how much I got out of it, for sure.
It's $70, right? It's not 60.
It's right. It's $70. It might be good in 2 years, like Diablo 3 was. We'll see.
So you early access. You kind of
sorta. But I don't know. Blizzard games not a good track record lately.
Yeah, they've really just, from what I understand.
I think the current WoW expansion, people are liking it. I played it for 1 month and I felt like I got my fill and stopped playing.
I just feel like people are mad at the Overwatch stuff in general.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's true.
So
Blizzard has really dropped the ball for the past. Seems like WoW is still their only pretty okay standard.
Yeah, I think. Although I mean, they've had some weirdness too, but they've been able to stave it off. I think just because of the player base being so popular. Although there was that time when a lot of those players went to 14. Which was awkward. And of course, Yoshi P, the main director of Final Fantasy XIV, he is very open about the fact that he was inspired by WoW. WoW came first, and that he was inspired by it. And now it's become like the main competitor, and it's really funny because he's just like, "Oh no, we can live together. It's okay." He's like, like this flower child of like on the outside. I don't know what he's behind closed doors with his board meetings, but in front of everybody, it's like, oh no, we don't need to fight about this. We can play. You people can play either or both. It's so funny. He's taken away all of the WoW's player base. But yeah, no, Blizzard's I don't know. Something's wrong. I mean, a lot has been wrong in the past, but just kind of continues to be wrong, it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I give Baldur's Gate, if you're looking for a like long-term RPG to play, definitely get it. If you're a little anxious like me and not super rushing to get it, maybe wait till there's a guide out.
I'll be right back. Just keep going.
Okay, just wait until there's a guide out. Just that, just so that you don't feel like me, where you're like every step save. But good. They do a good job with all the mechanics kind of blending together, so it's fun. And you can do a multiplayer with your friends if you'd like. I haven't done it yet, but I have a friend who wants to, so I'll be checking that out soon.
So, like, normally you have, like, a party, right? Like, you have your character, but you still also have a party. So if you have multiplayer, do you combine parties, or do you, like, lose your party and it's just a player-full party?
I'm not actually sure, because I haven't done it yet. My guess is that you still can get... So you get more than your number of people that can be in your party you choose. I'm not actually sure how... I'm not actually sure how many you get to, because I've gotten all of the like main players. Well, there's one I think I'm still missing of the main party, but I think there's more that you get. So my guess is that when you're multiplayer, you can have those people that like fill in the spots, because you have to be a group of 4. So my guess is that you still can get them and you can still switch them out. I do not know what happens if you're a full group of 4. My guess is you find those people, but like, I guess to answer your question, what I do not know is, if you got like 3 like real life people playing together, right? And one of them's like, sorry guys, I can't play. Can the other 2 just play without you? I do not know the answer to that. But my guess,
is Fo thinking of getting it for multiplayer?
He was just asking me what the multiplayer was like, and I said I haven't tried it yet. I have a friend who wants to do it with me, so I will try it in the future in a couple weeks, once she gets back from vacation. I wanted to play it myself first, and I'm glad I did, because I needed to like know how the mechanics worked. So I do not know how it works yet, and I was just saying, like, I think your other party NPCs that you can pick up as party members, you can just use them to fill out your group. What I do not know is, like, if I was just explaining, if you have 3 players and then one of them, like one of your friends is like, sorry, can't play today, can you still play the game? I do not know. But I will find out and report back.
10 out of 10?
So far, I mean, I haven't. It's one of the, like, I'm not saying it's going to be like my favorite game ever, but it's definitely one of those like, oh, this is a game I've been wanting for a while kind of thing. It's actually reality. So, but I am having fun. I am frustrated with like some of the, is that how that works? Like I said, it's I wouldn't say it's as user friendly as people will maybe tell you it is. But I think you can still like pick it up pretty quickly. Just be prepared to be like, not how I thought that was going to work, and reload. And you should be fine. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. It's going to get a lot of awards this year. I don't know if it's going to get Game of the Year, but it's going to get something. For sure.
It's probably going to get Game of the Year.
It's going to get something.
I guess it depends who pays more for it, I suppose. I don't think Larry has the budget for it, but Nintendo probably does, so maybe Tears of the Kingdom or something will get it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of heavy hitters this year for that. I mean, Starforge, is that the name of it? The new
Starfield.
Starfield. The new Bethesda game is coming out, although I'm not going to be playing it.
It'll be good in like a few months after.
Yeah.
If all the mods and the patches by modders.
I mean, I'm still probably going to be stuck in Baldur's Gate by the time it comes out anyway, so I'm just like, you all tell me how it is, I'll maybe play it later.
Did you do anything else, Sarah? Did you watch Barbie?
No. I gotta force my wife to get up. No. It's part of it is I've been very busy on weekends. No, it's literally just been that the last few weekends I've been busy. I was actually helping at a anime convention last weekend. Was guest handling. Yeah. Any of you watch My Hero Academia?
Not me.
I watched.
I know.
As it aired, I watched part of the first season. I don't think I finished the first season.
Oh, I don't know if you know him. Melio, he's named Lemillion. Is okay. Anyway,
Sorry.
Voice acted him. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, nice. It was an anime convention. Nothing, no fun secrets to spill. It was pretty standard. But he's a cool guy.
Why are you always guest handling though?
It's what I enjoy doing. I did it in college.
Is it something that you the organizers just have you as guest handler as part of like the
So yeah, it's a volunteer position and a staff position technically. You basically so I've done it at a few conventions. This particular convention, a friend, because you kind of have to know someone to get in these positions because it is
directly handling
it's a trust.
Celebs,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. It's a pretty they need to trust people, and so I have a friend.
Especially with nerds and anime, that's
it's
hard
a
to find
lot.
Normal people.
Yep,
just say
pretty
that.
much. Yeah. Oh no, it's very true. It's a big problem, and stalking can be an issue for some of these. I can't believe how many of these guests still want to come back after some of the shit shows I've heard. Anyway, but so I had a friend who knew the con chair basically of this convention, and it is a long drive for us to get there. Unfortunately, it's not an easy drive. But the reason I'm willing to do it, and I did it last year, is as long as you can get there, they pay for your lodging and all of your food. Which is really nice. Not a lot of cons do that. Usually, sometimes they make you pay for your hotel room, which is shit. But most of the time,
if you're
you still have to get your
volunteering, you should get the labor should be the only free part. Everything else should be.
Yeah. But anyway, but they treat us very nicely.
Cons and organizers can be really toxic.
Oh, it's awful. There's a lot. I mean, conventions also, I don't know this for sure, but I think a lot of anime conventions, much like companies, got kind of sucked up by a few, kind of people corps, I think. And so there's quite a few that but it was hidden for a while, but it's come to light over the past few years of the few of them. And so there's been, I don't go to tons of cons anymore, but there's been call outs
it's been a while since you mentioned guest handling, actually.
Yeah,
I think the last one that I remember you mentioned was
last year.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I did one. No, ProZD was actually a few years ago.
That was the one I remember.
I did do one for. Yeah, I know. Well, it's because last year I was at this particular con last year, but it was with a guest that really was not anybody anyone would have known, unfortunately, and so I probably just didn't talk about it. And
I think also it's part of those. This is part of that whole. Exploiting passion type thing. They know people are going to volunteer, spending their time for free. They know, so they have a huge pool of people to choose from. So,
oh yeah, people want to volunteer and people want to do it. And sometimes, sometimes you, even with volunteers, if you do treat them poorly enough, then you don't have enough volunteers, or they're not willing to get more volunteers. It's a whole thing. Let's just put it that way. This particular con is pretty well run, and so I'm happy to continue to help out with it. There was another one that I used to help with. I was actually helping for Steve Bloom. A couple. Yeah, that was probably. I'm surprised I didn't. Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't talk about it. That was it was before COVID, so I want to say it was 2019. I was working with Steve Bloom's.
He was Wolverine, right? In quite a lot of the early cartoons, I think.
He may have been. He's also Grunt from Mass Effect. He's the main character from Cowboy Bebop, whose name I can't think of right now.
I think that's the guy. I think that's
yeah. Yep. He's been in a lot of things. Actually,
a lot of games too.
Yeah. Actually, fun fact about Steve Bloom. He got a lot of his start was actually uncredited for doing the kind of the fighting noises. Yeah, for other famous voice actors.
Interesting.
I mean,
he does have a gruff voice.
I forget what game it was. He told me it was like a Call of Duty game, but I forget. It was one of those shooter games where like a pretty well-known voice actor was like the lead, but he was tasked to do all of his like grunt noises in the battle. But he was uncredited.
I'm pretty sure, like, I'm not sure if y'all remember this. Like during the PS2 era, there was a game called Rogue Galaxy. So when I was playing it, one of the characters, I was like, why does this guy sound like Wolverine? And I looked it up, and I believe it was Steve Bloom. And I was like,
I would be surprised.
This will forget Wolverine. No one is. I was like, yeah.
He's been doing it for a minute. My favorite story that he told us, because he mentioned, he's like, I've always had a low voice. And he used to feel a lot of shame for it as a kid, because like in 8th grade, his voice dropped way sooner than like all of his peers. And he had this really funny story of basically one time, I forget the full details, unfortunately, but basically he was like around a corner and there were some kids causing trouble, and he pretended to be a teacher and called out, and the kids believed him and ran. So it was pretty funny.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
So you didn't watch Barbie then?
I did not watch Barbie.
Did you watch Barbie?
I did watch Barbie.
Did you
I've
like?
been listening to the soundtrack ever
Did you
since. Yeah,
like
it was good.
women?
Very fun spectacle. I haven't
I've heard
put
a lot.
a ton of thought into the plot or like deeper meaning behind it. It's not very subtle. It's very on the nose. So
That's what I've heard.
but it's
it's
very
Barbie.
entertaining. I will definitely watch it again at some point.
I think what's funny is spoilers. Maybe I shouldn't say it.
Have
Sarah,
you seen it?
I've seen it. I've seen it.
Okay.
Sarah, you're gonna watch it, right?
I'm hoping to, yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything then. I just
Okay.
because I just want to mention something, but I feel like it's not like something that happens. It's more like something that was. It's something in the movie. We'll talk about it when you watch
Okay.
it.
Yeah, hopefully I will. If I haven't between now and next time, someone calls somebody for me because something happened.
So, Barbie. Was that the only big? Oh, Oppenheimer was the other one, right? Did anybody watch Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
Was there another one? What are you talking about?
I feel so. I swear to God, all of my friends are saying they're gonna watch Oppenheimer just because of the
Barbieheimer?
joke of Barbie.
Open Barbie?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
swear to God, because like
I have
had
multiple
a friend
people who did that.
Yeah, and like the people I knew who did that, I was like, you wouldn't have watched Oppenheimer by itself. Like, I know
Right,
you.
absolutely.
I have no plans to watch it. I know myself. I have no
It's
reason
3
to.
hours long. It looks
It's
miserable.
a Christopher Nolan movie. It's a
Yeah,
Nolan
it's-
movie. That's all you need to know.
It's non-fiction.
Yeah, exactly. It's about something really sad, like just like
Yeah.
one of the worst, like.
Yeah, people ask
Listen.
me. I told them I watched Barbie, and they were like, "Are you gonna watch Open?" I'm like, "No." What the fuck? No.
The target
thank
audience of those two movies is not a Venn diagram. It's just two circles.
Yeah.
I know.
So now
right?
I'm like, actually, I was talking about this with somebody else. Do you think like studios would like behind closed doors, secret handshake? Let's open two really completely separate Venn diagram movies together
Maybe.
to replicate this Barbieheimer thing.
Somebody pointed out that when Christopher Nolan's Batman came out, same weekend opening night was Mamma Mia.
Oh, interesting.
So that'd be a cool double feature.
Mama Man.
Huh. See
Yeah.
that I would I would watch together. I watched them separately.
Batman
but
Mia.
that
I've never seen Mamma Mia, and I should, because I actually really
Is
like
that the
that
one with
I don't
Pierce
care for
Brosnan?
Waterloo. Yes, Pierce Brosnan is one of the many men
Yeah.
who dates
Many men.
whatever her name is. I'm thinking her name right now, but yeah.
Yeah, I watched the stage production before the movie came out. My
Nice.
parents were, I know, it's so funny. Because, so when I was younger, I was very fortunate to have parents that really liked things like theater and plays. And so literally they'd be like, all right, we're going to see a play this weekend. Be like, what play? They're like, you don't know what it is. We'll explain it on the way. And one of them was just Mamma Mia. I was like, what's this about? My mom's like, oh, it's like songs from ABBA, whatever. I'm like, I don't know who that is. And the only song I knew was Dancing Queen. I was like, wait, I do know this
that's a good
song.
one.
What? And I didn't understand it for a while because I was just a kid. And they're like, yeah, we're going to watch this. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of fun. It's a musical. Yay. Wait, Dancing Queen. I've heard this song before. It was a very surreal experience. That happened a lot. That was how I saw the producers for the first time at 13 years old.
That's a
On
good
stage.
movie.
Yeah.
Or
I saw it as a-
story, play, production.
Yeah, it's a musical. Yep. I first saw it on stage. I never watched the old movie, but the newer movie is excellent.
I like the older one more.
I know my mom likes
Gene
it,
Wilder.
but...
It's so hard to compare anything to Gene Wilder.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. But yeah, but anyway, the point is, Mamma Mia and Batman, I would have watched that together, but Barbie and Oppenheimer, I will pass on that one.
I think the most important thing about the Barbie movie is it's solved sexism, I believe. So like,
yes, I did hear.
There's no more sexism.
I did hear about that. My other favorite part that I've heard is I don't know if this actually happened that many times, but apparently it happened enough to make news that apparently a lot of cis women broke up with their cis men over the Barbie movie and disagreements following
I saw
it.
at least one story
So
of the
funny.
opposite, where a cis man broke up with his cis girlfriend because he kind of realized he was simping like Ken is and wanted a more healthy relationship.
So he's Kenough now. So
He's Kenough now.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I would like to see like divorce rates, like.
Right.
It's funny. I think most of the women I've talked to have had like cooler responses to the movie than I did. I'm like, I enjoyed it, and they're like, and the women are like, we thought it was way too heavy-handed. And I'm like,
oh, really?
Yeah,
I can't really tell.
Heavy-handed, like it was.
I mean, it's no denying it's heavy-handed, but I think I didn't find it as off-putting as most people did.
It was basically like they did market research first, kind of thing. It felt like they were like, okay, let's aim for the non-hateful people, and let's be as heavy-handed as possible. And then somebody like slap a fucking Barbie sticker on that.
It's it does do a bit of that thing where it tries to have its cake and eat it too, where it's like, isn't this a problem? And I'm like, yeah, that is a problem. And like, well, that's all we have to say about that. There's like a joke where it's like, isn't it weird how all of the board of Mattel are all men? I'm like, yeah, that is weird. Okay, moving on. Like, we're not gonna put a woman, like, we're not gonna do anything about that. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of movies I feel like do that nowadays, unfortunately. It's a lot of but yeah, I don't know. But yeah.
So yeah, that was a thing, I guess.
That was a thing.
It was a thing.
It was a thing.
You were all Knuff.
Yeah.
John Cena has a cameo.
But there was definitely also one thing. It felt like it definitely turned the dial on like being weird, like, you know, like it definitely felt like, you know, it's a fucking Barbie movie. It's already weird. Let's just fucking crank that shit up.
It does. I really like this level of weird. Like in the very beginning scene, there's like a great moment where like, how does she get down from her house? And so when you're playing with Barbie, you just kind of like pick her up and float her down. So she just floats down through the sky. Like that's just pretty cool.
Yeah. You know, to me, I haven't watched it yet, so I guess I can't say for sure, but it reminds me of kind of like the Lego movie, where it has a lot of the elements, but it's telling something. It's got a message to it, you know, about it that's kind of related to its history and things like that. And I quite like that. Someone pointed out it's so interesting that like the Lego movie and the Barbie movie are probably the only like toy sponsored like movies that actually do anything, and they've tried to make more, you know. Studios
I'm sure we're gonna get a lot more.
I know it's gonna get worse.
It's a Mattelverse for sure. It's a Mattelverse.
Yeah, it's
gonna get worse. What
Mattel
do besides He-Man though? Really, like,
Barbie,
those are the two big ones, right?
He-Man,
Barbie,
Hot
He-Man.
Wheels. Hot Wheels is something they wanna. Yeah, they
I'm
wanna make a
pretty
movie
sure
on Hot Wheels.
I'm pretty sure they're big. There's things that I don't even realize. There's a lot of, I think, like Barbie like nears or knockoffs that are similar.
But yeah, Mattel, they want to make a Mattelverse. Everything has to be a universe now. Fuck.
It doesn't have to be a verse. It's so dumb.
So I'm pretty sure they're gonna make Hot Wheels. It only makes sense if they make He-Man. Wait, He-Man. Yeah, He-Man.
I mean, He-Man seems like the big one. They make a lot of wrestling action figures.
They do.
That'd be kind of fun.
But I guess technically that's under WWE. But it'll be fun to see some wrestlers in their stuff, though.
I would love to see some wrestlers in there.
So the Barbie movie. Thank God for that. No more sexism. That's cool. Thank you, Barbie, I guess. Did anybody watch Nimona?
No, not yet. I have not. I'm sorry.
So fucking good.
I can't pull my wife away from her computer.
Because it's a comic made by the creator of the She-Ra series that I love. Can't remember the name right now.
Oh.
Something Stevenson?
I don't know it.
Yeah.
I used to know the name, but I
Yeah.
don't remember the name. But I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So, oh my god, Nimona is so fucking good.
Yeah. So much I have to catch up on, but yes.
One weird connection my brain made is the character of Nimona is voiced by what's the girl's name
From Kick-Ass?
She got her breakout role in Kick-Ass, and so both Kick-Ass and this movie have action sequences with her character to the Tra-La-La song, like the same song. It's just, I don't know if they did it on purpose after casting or if it's just a weird coincidence.
But yeah, definitely watch Nimona. It's so good.
Yeah, it's good.
It's just fun and funny and there's a message.
I like
and
that
everything.
like medieval tech kind of aesthetic.
Very interesting
It's
setting
not
too.
steampunk. I don't know
it's
what
not.
it is. It's
yeah,
cool.
it's not. It's tech punk? I don't know.
Retro future.
They have
No,
they
that's
have they have
a
fucking
different thing.
tablets as smartphones, but they use swords and stuff. That's pretty. I don't know. It's pretty interesting. I'd say.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like it. I dig it.
Such a good.
It's kind of like Atlantis. Like Atlantis has a distinct look, but the same kind of thing, where it's like it's magic, but it's also technology.
Yeah.
Magitech.
And the only reason why I found out about it is because YouTube suddenly started showing me clips about it. I'm like, this seems interesting. I'm gonna look it up. Literally,
yeah,
that's it.
I only heard about it because of Twitter or X.
Oh yeah.
If you
I don't
liked
like it.
Nimona, you might actually enjoy the Kraken movie. Was not as bad. I don't think it's
The
better than
Kraken
Nimona.
movie?
Teenage
Yeah.
Kraken, whatever it's called.
Yep,
What?
Teenage Kraken. It's a DreamWorks movie.
Yeah, it's not terrible. It looks worse than it is. I don't know that I'd say it's good, but
Yeah.
I enjoyed it well enough.
I think what's funny is you say that, and I think what I was receiving in my social media bubble was everyone being like, LOL, they're making fun of Disney and Little Mermaid. This is going to be great. We have to watch this. And then them saying like, oh, it's not that good.
It's not that.
Low expectations.
I do think it was better than Elemental.
Ruby Gilman,
really?
Teenage Kraken.
Just because Elemental was so the problem with Elemental was it was too similar, I think, to Inside, where like the elements also largely kind of mapped to emotions. Like, oh, the fire girl, she has a problem with her anger, and the water guy, he has a problem with being sad and crying. And it's like, you already did this, you already did emotions. Like, lean more into the elemental part of it. I don't know.
It's interesting because I heard one issue that I heard about that movie was that the trailers made it sound like a Romeo Juliet love story, but it's actually meant to be more of a commentary on like ethnicity and like
Yes.
interracial kind of stuff.
Yes.
Which it sounds like the hard part is it was from what I understand, it was written and directed by like Korean American, I want to say. Yeah, I think Korean American and like their experiences, but it kind of, from the sounds of it, it does what I always kind of criticize a lot of fantasy stories for doing when they're trying to make like parallels to like anything like racism and stuff, is that like, yeah, a fire person can't be that close to water. They'll
This
drown.
movie really struggled with the parallels. I was for sure overthinking this movie because there's like a scene in the movie where the fire person's like visiting the water person's household, and of course it's full of water, so she has to like float through the house, and the little water children are like rocking her boat, and like they're like, it's like, if we do this, is she gonna die? I'm like, yeah, she probably is gonna die. You guys are gonna murder someone, and the scene doesn't have those stakes, but I'm like, she's gonna die, like, so like,
Yeah.
this movie did not think it, like, the metaphor falls apart like at every level really quickly.
Yeah, I remember that was like, I was kind of curious about it, but there's been there was kind of some talk, and I was like, yeah, it's kind of like the X-Men being trying to be a parallel for like the Black Civil Rights Movement. It's like, okay, but if you can shoot like beams out of your eyes, you could hurt somebody. Like,
Yeah.
it's not the same.
What's that joke where it's like Rogue's like, I wish I didn't have these powers because if I touch people they die, and Storm's like, no, you're beautiful, I can control the weather. They're not comparable. One is kind of a curse, one's just all win, no downside.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially, in X-Men, they have the like Morlocks, those like freaking
Oh yeah, the worst powers.
the subway mutants where they can't even like
Yeah.
so like it definitely like Storm and the Morlocks they're not the same thing.
Yeah.
Like Storm is passing, basically, pretty much.
It's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Talking about race,
Slightly. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
this is a small little thing because I saw this on like Instagram or something. Somebody was talking about the Barbie movie and that person said like this black guy said like Barbie the Black Panther for white women, and it's so it's just so fucking funny.
I definitely
really
think Barbie's
funny.
better than Black Panther as a movie.
Oh.
Can I say that?
It depends. Do you hate women or do you hate black people? Like, you gotta
That's
choose.
American.
You gotta choose.
You white man choose.
I voted for Obama and Hillary, I'll have you know.
I have a black friend and a wife.
But not both. But not.
Oh my god. Oh jeez.
That took a turn. Okay.
I mean, they're different kinds of movies. They're different kinds of movies.
They are different kinds of movies. I don't know if I want to like. I wouldn't even compare them. You're brave.
It's so brave.
I just was so bored by the Black Panther boss fight scene. The final fight
Honestly,
in the movie is dog shit.
When it comes to the problem with the biggest problem for
movie's
me
good.
when it comes to like those, especially those like first character Marvel movies,
Yeah.
the bad guy is always the same like the hero. Is like, this is evil Black Panther, this is evil Iron Man. Okay, sure, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
It's so boring.
It's so hard to do with Black Panther too. Like, it's doubly hard because it's the same, and also his power is like he's invincible basically. So like just
Yeah.
watching two people punch each other. Like the first Venom movie had the same problem. It's just like these are just boring fight scenes. I mean, fortunately in Black Panther's case, everything leading up to it is great. So it's still a good movie, but it just sucks to leave the movie on like for me like a kind of downer note.
So yeah,
Which I guess Barbie kind of does too. It doesn't matter.
The final boss in Barbie.
Yeah, there is a really good action sequence. There's actually a really good action sequence in Barbie.
That's so funny.
are you talking about the dance sequence?
It's more of a dance sequence, but there's like the whole like beach fight. I don't know.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah. Honestly, like I know it's a Barbie movie, but I feel like
And the chase sequence in Mattel.
I feel like the Kens had like really good moments.
It was surprising. Ken got much more screen time and plot time than I expected him to.
So I feel like the Kens got pretty good moments and stuff is because I think Mattel wants to sell more Ken dolls. I think that's my like theory. Because they actually said about Ken's not selling a lot like in the movie, so I feel like they're hoping to get more Ken dolls sales or something.
I would 100% buy a life-size like Ken doll outfits. Like all of the costumes in this movie, I would legit wear. Like they're so fun. They're just 90s bright neon.
Neon and pastel. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're so cool. I really like them.
I've been seeing a lot of Barbie like toys put in front of like all the toy stores, but I haven't seen any with like Margot Robbie's face and Ryan Gosling's face for some reason.
I don't know if they're out yet because I did hear for sure they're making a Kate McKinnon Barbie from the movie.
Oh, I think that was gonna sell pretty well. This movie is gonna move a lot of merch.
Oh yeah,
that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
I would consider buying a Michael Cera, whatever his character is called.
Oh yeah, I forget the name that
Larry?
I never played.
Add
No,
some
it's-
generic name.
Yeah.
It's a generic
Mike.
name. It's not. Yeah, it feels like it was a Mike, but I don't know what it is. I just
No, because he's Michael's. I'm gonna Google it. It's gonna bother me because I think this movie does do a good job of like nodding. Like if you're a hardcore Barbie fan, which I'm not, it definitely like name drops all of like the weirder Barbies you've never heard of, like Midge, her pregnant friend.
Oh, the one with the TV in her back.
What was that? Skipper? Was it Skipper? Was it Scout? There's some Barbie, I guess, that is actually existed. If you like raise her hand, her chest inflates because she's growing up Barbie. It's like Jesus Christ.
That was a real thing.
Yep. She does.
Yeah.
I don't. So she did have a sister named like. Was it Skippy or
begins with
Stacy? I feel like it was like a
find it.
Skippy or Skipper or something like that.
But yeah, that was the
Definitely.
thing. Because I watched the the toy documentary series on Netflix. The Toys That Made Us. Yeah, they talked about that one. Yeah. Good series, watch it.
Alan. Michael Cera's character name is Alan.
Alan. That's what it is. But I think there is like
Skipper.
Like
right, it's Skipper.
Skipper, yeah, because I didn't have that one, but I had like because she had like a couple of sisters.
There's like
she's
like a babysitter Skipper. I think there's multiple Skippers too, not only growing up Skipper.
Because I can't remember, because there was one that I got that apparently was her sister's Skipper that you could like dye her hair or something. But then I also had like a slightly shorter teenager looking Barbie that I thought was also Skipper, but I don't remember if she's a different one. And then there's like, I think her name's Kelly. It's like, that's like the really little girl. That's like also her sister as well. I think Kelly.
Where are the parents?
Right. I know. I obviously just let them be whatever. Like, I think I would pretend like Kelly. Like, I remember, I think when I was old enough to find out that Kelly was supposed to be her sister, I was like, no, it's like her daughter, isn't it? So, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anybody played any games? Did you play any games?
Well, I played. I'm just kidding.
I played just today. I indulged myself and I bought Desynced. It's an early access like base building automation game. But like instead of like connecting things with conveyor belts, it's all about like you have everything to do with drones. Like you say, like, this like building, like it creates bars. And you're like, this building, it has a demand for bars. And then like drones just kind of coordinate yourself, and you can actually get.
It looks kind of programmy.
It's it really opens up a lot of complex like logic on like drone behavior and stuff that you can do. And I haven't gotten far enough in the game yet to really touch on that stuff. But that's why I bought it. So it also has multiplayer, which is also partially why I bought it. But yeah, I only played it for a little bit. That's pretty much it. I've been playing StarCraft as like my like just like relax.
This was when Blizzard was good kind of game.
Kinda. But yeah, that's pretty much it. In terms of watching, Star Trek Strange New Worlds season, is it 2, 3? The most recent season just ended, and it's super good. They had the crossover with the animated, with Lower Decks. That was a great episode. They had a musical episode, which I didn't care for, but people who like music really cared for.
Wait, is Strange New Worlds an animation, or?
It is. So Strange New Worlds is their live action series, and Lower Decks is their animated series.
So how did they do?
The voice actors played their live action selves. Like basically, there's the animated sequence where the animated characters go through a portal and they appear in the live action show as their live action selves, which is really cool. Yeah.
So
and the new season of
what kind of
animated
Star
one
Trek
starts in a couple
is Strange New
weeks.
Worlds? What kind of Star Trek is it?
It's most comparable to Next Gen. So basically, in the original Star Trek series, Captain Kirk is the captain of the Enterprise, and he replaces Captain Pike. So this show, Strange New Worlds, is you're following the Enterprise under Captain Pike.
So it's a prequel.
Before Kirk is the captain. So it's a prequel.
Okay.
But you still have like Spock, you still have Uhura, you still have Nurse Chapel, but you don't have like Bones yet, you don't have Scotty yet. So like the crew's not quite the same, but it's really cool. I like the actor who plays Pike a lot. It's really, really good. I mean, honestly, like I think it's my new go-to recommendation show for people who have never seen Star Trek is watch this. I think it's very accessible. It's just very good.
That's cool. That's
Is
awesome.
it like a explory kind of Star Trek then? More or less? Every episode is like its own thing, kind of?
Every episode is definitely its own thing. There's a little bit of building. You're like, oh yeah, we learned that this character had a traumatic experience in their past, and that kind of comes up like later as a thing maybe, but for the most part they're very isolated individual kind of stuff. It's really good. Carol Kane's the current ship engineer who's can't get enough of her. She's great.
I've heard good things about her.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'm watching a lot of Always Sunny. I've only watched 2 episodes of the new Futurama. It's good. I need to watch more.
Oh, that's out.
Yeah. I mean, it's coming out weekly. I don't know if it's all out yet.
Okay. Probably.
What is it on?
I don't think we have Hulu. I think we just stopped our subscription, so we'll just probably have to catch it another time.
It's Hulu's under Disney, right?
I think they're connected.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think it's if you get Disney Plus, you get
Yeah,
Hulu,
but like,
though.
I think Hulu is owned by Disney, I guess.
Probably. I think that's right. I think Disney,
surprise me.
ESPN, Hulu. I think that's correct.
I haven't really done much. I finished Shin Megami Tensei 5. I got like one of the endings. There's like 4 endings.
How many? Is there 4? Oh,
4
gosh.
endings, yeah. So like three endings that you can get depending on your choices. And the choice, you gotta like plan from like the start. So not just like the end, which is, I mean, I guess, okay. And then the last ending, which is the secret ending, that one's an extension of one of the other endings.
Got it.
Yeah. I'll probably go back and like try to get the other endings. But now I'm so strong. So like the battles, I mean,
Can you do, is it New Game Plus you can do?
you can do it 2 ways. New Game Plus, where you're just super strong. You have everything pretty much. And then the other one is like, you can bring over some stuff, but everything else is reset so that you can challenge yourself again.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense.
But
I
I'm
also
just
should
doing
have
it
talked
normal New
about
Game Plus.
the play date, though. I guess there's like 2 games I've played all the way through so far. The first one, so the play date, it's like a very small square handheld with a crank, and the screen is insanely high resolution. So one of the games I played is you are like a bird watcher. So you use the crank to like focus the camera to take pictures of birds because it kind of blurs in a pretty good way. So that one was pretty fun. And then the other one I beat that was very difficult was called like Cranky's Time Travel Adventure or something like that. And so basically as you crank, you like go through your character's like run animation. So if you stop cranking, he just freezes wherever he is. And so it's a bit like Braid because like a bird will be flying towards you, and so you have to like crank really fast so you run up to the flower, which will engage your like flower sniff animation, so you can pause it and while you duck so the bird flies over you. Or like there's like a pig coming towards you, so you have to quickly like run up to the table and do the vaulting animation so you stay in the air while the pig like walks under you. Or like going backwards sometimes. Like there's like one of the harder levels is like birds coming from both sides, and it's like hopping up and down off this table to, like dodge birds. Like it was really hard, but I beat it. I did it.
That's awesome.
And now I'm playing one where you're like a dog packer. You're like a dog package packer for, it's not Amazon, it's basically Amazon, and it's kind of like
Did you
that one actually doesn't use the crank at all. You're a dog.
Okay.
I don't know why you're a dog. It doesn't seem relevant to the story.
Dog with hands
like,
or
good
like...
boy. You're like a humanoid dog.
Okay.
Oh,
but it's
that's
just,
weird.
like,
Okay.
like matching shapes together. If you get 3 of the same shape touching, they become a package, and you can ship the package.
Oh.
Like,
So
yeah.
no, like match 3 type things.
Exactly.
Nice. Those are always fun, honestly. Match 3.
It's pretty fun, but it makes you do some pretty hard stuff. So I'm hoping to beat that one quickly, because I like the bird one was nice because it was more of like just an exploratory Zen, like a point and click puzzle kind of, for lack of a better word. I kind of want some more stuff like that. So we'll see. I have a queue. I'm looking forward to one called Real Steel, where it's real like a fishing rod and steel as in like thieves. So it's like some fishing rod heist game, which
Oh,
we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. Not Real Steel, the robot boxing movie. And the last thing I wanted to plug is I forgot to mention I watched a movie called Joyride, which was very good. It's about 4 Asian American women who go to China to like, for reasons I'm not going to get into, and they kind of go on like on a sexy road trip kind of thing. It's very funny, very good.
I've been seeing trailers of that clips. Seems funny.
I'd recommend it.
Okay.
I don't know if any of you had to read Joy Luck Club in school, but the working title for the movie at one point was Joy Fuck Club, which I think is a really good name for a movie.
that's amazing. I love that. Yeah, no, I never had to read that book, so I don't get the reference, but that is really funny.
Yeah, I haven't done anything else. I'm just replaying Marvel Midnight Suns, trying to finish that. I finally got Venom, so I'm happy. So yeah.
Nice.
Beautiful.
But did any of y'all heard of this game? I'll probably get it like eventually, not now. But it's called Stray Gods, the role-playing musical. is basically like a
Yes.
choose your own adventure type game.
I was
But
told
you-
by a friend that I needed to play this.
You not only choose the dialogue, but you also choose the lyrics that you sing in the music. It sounds really
Yeah.
interesting.
Laura
That's the
Bailey
animation.
is one of the main leads of it, and she's an excellent singer, along with being an excellent voice actor.
Wait, I know that name.
Yep, she's in. You know her. She's been in a lot of anime.
Okay.
She's also in Critical Role right now.
That's probably why I know her.
Yeah.
Even though I don't watch Critical Role, everyone does, so I've heard the names.
Everybody knows who they are. Oh, I know. Yeah, I don't technically watch Critical Role. I watch like when I'm bored, I'll watch little snippets, but my attention will never last an episode. So I just will wait for the TV shows to come out and watch those because those are very good. Definitely, like Baldur's Gate 3, a little bit tough if you don't know that much about D&D. Legends of Vox Machina on Amazon, anybody can watch that. It's very accessible and very bloody.
Yeah. I think.
Think we're good?
Yeah. Honestly, there's not much news. Like,
The one very minor news story I had is there's some drama around the studio Creative Assembly, who makes Total War Warhammer. And they're basically like not patching it anymore. They're like, we'll fix issues, but you gotta buy the DLC to get the fixes. And so people are like, well, we're just not gonna do that.
Oh no!
You usually patch the base game, and then the DLC is just extra content. You don't buy fixes.
I might be misrepresenting exactly the small details, but that's as far as I know, that's what's happening.
I feel like the discussion
That's
around
so
Baldur's
funny.
Gate 3 was talking about this kind of shit. I feel like.
Kind of, yeah.
You're right.
Well,
So-
especially since the creators of Baldur's Gate 3 say, I don't know if they're going to do DLC, but they say it will not be paid for, which so many people are like, we'll pay for it. So we'll see how long
But it
that
does sound
lasts.
like they might not want to do DLCs. It feels like they say they want to take a break or like move on or something.
Oh yeah, I don't blame them.
Yeah.
I was hoping they would add more subclasses, but if they don't, that's okay.
I wonder
that was the only
if
thing I was hoping
modding
for.
will become a thing. I'm not sure if Divinity Original Sin 2 has modding or not, because some games, depending on like the architecture or whatever, it's just more difficult.
Some
to create
people
mods.
are already, unfortunately, and I say unfortunately, and you'll understand in a second, modding has already started from what I understand, but so far they've been
taking stuff out.
graphical changes of the female characters. Because even though this game has full nudity and allows you to fuck people, apparently the female characters look too old.
What does that mean?
Too many wrinkles.
It means you can see a couple wrinkles in the pores of their skin. I'm not joking. This is a thing. And so there's already been mods for that to, from what I understand, to basically get rid of some of the high graphic fidelity, to make the skin for these female characters look smooth and perfect. Anyway, I hate all men, so I'm gonna watch the Barbie movie.
Yeah. What's the Barbie movie?
I did I just hear something? Somebody was complaining that, like, I guess the female characters in Baldur's Gate 3 can have, like, the maximum
The
size
penis
of
size?
their penises is bigger than the men's maximum penis size.
Oh,
and
I
people
don't
were
know about
complaining
that one.
about that.
Oh, I haven't noticed. I mean, I didn't
I've heard
pick
that.
the penis, so I don't know.
Sure.
I
Maybe.
mean, like,
I
I just thought
I
that
don't
the
know.
penis size would
That's
be the same
hilarious.
across both or whatever. Like,
It is interesting.
yeah.
Maybe
I
it's
don't
just
know.
bigger proportionally.
Maybe.
Maybe that's what it is, because except for some of the races, some of the more humanish kind of races, I would say, so like humans, elves, tieflings, whatever, each gender presentation gets two sizes. So you've kind of got your svelte female and your kind of bulkier female. So maybe on the svelte female, it looks proportionally bigger. I'm not sure. All I know about the penises is that you can do cut or uncut, which I thought was hilarious.
That is very funny. That's a great detail.
Yeah,
I feel so represented now.
exactly.
The
So,
world
that's
has
all
no
I know.
problems because I get to choose cut penis.
Yep. You get to choose your bush size too.
So just one last thing. One of my pre-orders came, and it's a cute guy. It's Godzilla.
Look at that
Oh,
guy.
that's
Look at
awesome.
that detail.
He is so chunky. He's so fucking chunky.
He's a big boy.
He's so cute.
That's good.
Yeah.
He's a big boy.
Pretty well articulated too for like the shape that he is. but it hurts to articulate him because of all the details. Yeah,
He's a spiky, thick boy.
yeah, spiky thick boy. He's so cute though. Yeah, I think that's a good place to wrap up.
Yep.
Okay. This is Sarahscopic, Sarahscopic. I'm currently on Twitter /X until it all burns down. I'm just watching the train burn.
Talking about Twitter, he wants to remove the block feature.
Blocks.
Yeah. So, yay!
And I saw a tweet
anyway.
saying like somebody showed him on the back end how many people has blocked him, and he like, fuck, no block.
Yeah.
Very
Anyway, I was hoping that Mark Zuckerberg would have punched his lights out, but that did not happen, unfortunately.
Oh, did that fight happen already?
No,
It basically got canceled.
No, it basically got canceled. Supposedly he
Fucking
went to
no.
Mark's house and he wasn't there. I don't know,
What?
man. Rich people are weird.
Rich people,
Rich people are
even
weird,
us
man.
normies don't just go to other people's houses just like that.
Not usually. Anyway,
We just text.
It was a.
We don't do that anymore. We used to do that.
Anyways,
Yeah.
so I'm on there. You can also probably catch me. My wife streams under Escalia, Eskalia. So you might catch me there. Otherwise, yeah, just say hi. I'll say hi back.
And I'm Foehamner. I'm on YouTube. I think last time I promised to do a video. The video did get given to me, and I had notes, so I'm waiting for a new version to come, and then I'll publish it.
I talking about one of your skits.
Must be perfect.
It's a sketch that somebody else edited, fortunately for me.
Nice.
But they left somebody out of the credits that needed to be in the credits. So
Oh.
Good catch.
Yeah.
I'm Pupunoob, Pupunoob, mostly on Instagram. Not really doing anything. Mostly Instagram toy pics and stuff. Yeah, this has been episode 207. 207 of the playonultra podcast. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Yeah, I forgot. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
bye.